presents a women's bantamweight special attraction scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, standing at 5 feet 6 inches, she weighed in at 135 pounds. Trained in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, her record stands at 10 wins and 4 losses. From Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada, please welcome Alexis Davis. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 5 feet 5 inches. She weighed in at 134 1/2 pounds. She's a striker with a record of 6 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Little Falls, New Jersey, by way of Brazil, please welcome the Lioness of the Ring, Amanda Nunes.
Whoa. What an energy.
And our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Greg Franklin.
Fighters, you've been given your instructions back in the locker room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Do I have any questions out of the red corner? Any questions out of the blue corner? Touch gloves, come out fighting.
The first time that we have seen a little bit of a smile. That was the first hint of a smile from Nunes, because she knows it's time to really get down to work now.
It was more of a grin like your mind, like that.
Davis, so with La Rosa and Kaufman, even though they were losses, 2 solid opponents on her resume.
Oh, listen, if this goes to the ground, there could be big trouble here for Nunes. So, no, this fight's not over.
Nunes finished it off 14 seconds last time, comes out, throws the first punch, doesn't get it in there as hard as that one, and Davis is going to try to counter with her early on.
What a
Nunes
power.
again.
This is crazy. Yeah, Davis needs to take this fight to the ground. Very, very important. Cannot let go of that clinch.
Holding on tight, tries to throw the knee. And at this moment, slow down the tidal wave that can be Nunes when she unleashes those punches. And you can see Nunes just wants to back off and measure one big punch.
That's it. She's all measuring up. Every strike that she throws is to kill. Nice knee there here by Davis coming back. Nice job there, throwing the right hook. You know, and that can totally surprise Nunes. She has to watch out for those things.
Davis, another knee.
Yeah, she's playing the game now. She gets in there.
Well, Nunes, so far, Davis has been able to weather the storm and look good doing it, Bosch.
Yeah, and we don't know the conditioning here. Can Nunes do this for 3 rounds? Because we can already establish here that she's got fast twitch fibers, and they take a lot of energy. I know, I got them. And you really need to focus and throwing everything out in bursts. Take your breaks in between. Very important.
Davis trying to spin around and get the takedown, instead going for the single leg as Nunes. Action goes to the mat now for the first time.
Yeah, and this could be trouble here also. And I mean now for Davis, because she wanted, of course, to be on top, or at least have a guard. Because Nunes, with her striking power from the top, that could be trouble. See, Davis has a half guard here, but she's pressed up against the fence. Very hard to work here for a full guard. You can't wrap those legs up, you can bring those knees up. So this is perfect game plan here for Nunes. And we should see elbows here. Nice here. Davis sees it, looks, go for single, tries to go here. She can hook that leg and push it to the right.
Push Nunes corner.
Back on the feet.
Right back up, a knee from Davis. Just enough to kind of aggravate Nunes, perhaps.
Yeah.
Somebody's not been able to bring some pressure to her like this in a couple of fights. And there they exchange once again. And Davis surprising with a couple of nice punches.
Whoa. Davis is tough. She's here to fight. Right hand.
That right just about an inch short of really having an effect. A knee again from Davis, and Davis throws another nice little right up.
short jab there. Very stiff. They should work the body more, both of them. Say go for the body and then for the head. Davis is doing it there. But she's got to follow it up. Go to the body, then go to the head. Of course, the other way around.
Nunes has already gone 4 minutes longer in this fight than her last one.
Yeah.
And we're seeing perhaps some of the effect of that right now up against the fence.
Yep, she's trying to break free. She's wasted a lot of energy. We're going to find out how long she can do this. Ooh, big swing there. Again, just missing with that right, just a second or two away from causing some real damage. And Davis is doing a good job at constantly pushing her backwards. That's what she needs to do because she take the striking away. I talked about it in the opening. You know, it's the same with Lima and Mike Kyle. Mike Kyle has to push the fight, to take striking away from the striker. Somebody who's really good at that is like Matt Horwich. You know, he makes really good strikers look like horrible strikers because he's constantly moving forward.
And it has been Davis supplying the pressure, not Nunes, in this first round. Final seconds of round one. Strong showing by Alexis.
That was probably that right that she threw all the way in the beginning.
Davis has thrown some punches that I don't think people have ever seen her thrown before.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about her great ground game. She's used to winning by submission or decision, but she has some pop in her punch.
She does, and she's coming forward.
You gotta close and get off first. Close them up. Let's go now. I want you to close and get off first, okay? Be confident, stand up. That's right. Let's go.
So we get ready for round two. It's scheduled for 3 rounds. Alexis Davis, strong first round. Amanda Nunes on that 6-fight win streak. The former PE major turned pro fighter. Lost her debut 3 years ago and then has been on a knockout roll. But slowed down a bit in that first round. And Davis is going to stand right with her, right out in the middle of things, going to put the action right against the fence again, boss.
Yep, that's what she's doing, closing the distance. Again, taking the strikes away from the striker. Smothering and waiting for a mistake. And hopefully she can score one takedown and be on top and play her game. Nunes going again, looks like for a takedown. Now crawling on the back here. Wow, that was nice here by Davis. Now Nunes has to watch out. She'll pop out now. Now it's okay, but before that she cannot let that left leg skip out here. Nunes cannot. She needs to make sure that Davis cannot pull that out, otherwise it could be trouble. Not anymore.
Davis got in a couple of elbows on the ground there. Just enough again to aggravate and frustrate Nunes.
Looking here for a single. Looking here constantly, grinding. Going for a knee to the head. Wow, Davis comes. Like I said, it's not over.
Davis fully aware of the thing with Nunes, she just needs that much room. One punch, she can end this fight.
That's it.
But Davis is not giving her that room.
That's it, close it. Well, the strike needs space to develop speed and power. And if you shorten that space, you take away the power.
Davis pushes once again, gets the action back to the fence, gets in a knee and tries for another one.
And those are solid knees. Those are great knees.
Another knee. That was very good. 3 good ones.
They're right in front of us, and those are great knees. These are no soft knees, let me tell you.
And again, good knee to the thigh as well. So she's working the body well here is Alexis Davis. A slight underdog coming in, even with more experience because of the role that Nunes has been on.
Yeah, she's following out her game plan. Nunes needs to create distance. She needs to get out of this clinch, get space, and use those long arms.
center.
That's it, right away.
Good news for Nunes, who comes through. Davis took a good punch there.
Nunes a little bit too greedy. You know, close the distance herself a little bit too fast. Have to watch out for that. Now Davis is going to look for a takedown, guaranteed. Ooh, almost a hip throw there. Nunes felt it coming. Smothering her. Constantly scoring with knees.
Nunes has felt at least half a dozen good knees tonight from Davis.
Yeah.
In this round alone.
Well, we didn't expect that.
Davis may have landed more strikes tonight than any of the last 5 or 6 fights.
That's great for her because that opens her world up. She's going to go like, wait a minute, I'm kind of effective with what I'm doing. Let's focus a little bit more on the striking part. Oh, there, beautiful. Whoa, wow, can she control it? No, she
Davis springs right back on top.
You see, that is beautiful working by Davis, using that momentum to keep on rolling like we saw in the first fight.
Davis fights off the up kicks and moves in. Gets a couple of nice fists in there.
Now we're going to see what Nunes does from her back. Davis very carefully going there in the own belly. Trying to go for a mount.
Gets in the position. Mount.
Nunes needs to get out of here.
And turns her back, and watch out now.
Yep, this
because
is what we
Davis
talked
trying
about.
to sink it in for the RNC. She can tenderize her a little more.
Wow, beautiful. You know, that's what we said from the beginning. You know, if she can't score a takedown, this could be trouble from Nunes. Nunes got to buck up on her knees.
Davis.
She's got to jump up on her knees and escape there.
Davis is pounding her. Davis has won it. Davis has won it.
Whoa!
And it was Davis delivering the strikes in this one.
That was it. Great ground control from the top, locked everything up, and just kept on striking. And you know, that is a smart thing to do. We didn't see that in the fight, the fight that started tonight. You know, at the end of the fight, we saw the other guy taking it easy. She heard the tick, 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 the 10 seconds, and she turned it up. And because she turned it up, they stopped the fight.
That Davis wins is not a shocker, but what you might be surprised is when you see that Davis wins by way of TKO.
That is crazy, yep.
Only the second time in her 11 victories that a victory
forward, pins her down, no movement.
And with just 7 ticks remaining in round 2, Davis finishes off Amanda Nunes.
That moment when somebody does that to you, you gotta go on your